This is the part that's broke. It's kind of hard to see, but I don't know if you can see it, but right here the holes are tore right out, so the jack wouldn't even stay standing up. So what I got to do is I got to cut this piece off. I got a new one of these, and I got to weld that on, and then show you the jack. Some dummy named Greg, Wisconsin Greg, took off and forgot to put the jack up, and that's what started this whole problem. So I got a new end here. I'm going to cut this off, put that on there, and this part here is a little bit egg-shaped, but I can straighten that out with a big old hammer, and we'll get her going again. But I'm going to pull this hitch right off because I can weld better if it's straight up and down. I ain't very good welding and it's on the side like that, especially with my welder, old welder. If I had an AC and a DC welder, it'd probably work better, but I should have got one of these. I bought these about a year ago and never got to it. I should have got another one for this spot. This is where you store the jack. It's getting kind of boogered up and bent stuff up there too. So I should have got one of them, but for right now I'm not going to worry about that with this virus and stuff going on. I don't want to run to town, and I can do that anytime because it's sitting upright. So well, at least I can get this so I can jack it on and off and get hooked up and get unhooked a lot easier than what I just went through. It can be kind of dangerous if these jacks kick out. When it was on my driveway, I had this one jack. I only had one jack. So I used two, and that kind of helped balance it out. And I did have one of them kick out once. And it's pretty dangerous when they do that. Scary. But we're in good shape now. We got her all jacked up on jack stands, and now we can go to work. Not too bad. A little grinding and it'll be pretty smooth. A little hard on the paint job and the sticker there, but oh well, touch that up later. Can't even tell where it was anymore. This is the new piece I got put on. They didn't make it any too long, let me tell you. They didn't leave me much room for my weld. So I'm going to grind a little bit around here where it's going to weld to make sure it's nice and clean so it sticks well. I have enough problems welding anyways. I'm not a very good welder. I can do a good job if I have a lot of practice, but I haven't welded for quite some time now. So we'll get this ground a little bit around the edge and I'll be right back. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. I ground around the base a little bit on an angle. Kind of hard to show on the camera here. Anyways, hopefully I'm hoping that'll keep the weld from going up too high. So I'll have less to grind off. And it's nice and clean, so it should stick good. I'm going to use these magnetic holders here, like this, to hold it up straight. So put it on there now and get welding here pretty quick. Okay, I think I got her close enough. There's 4 holes in there. I gotta make sure they're facing the right direction so the jack ain't sitting sideways or something. Almost forgot about that. I'm gonna get the old Forney welder out here and I'll be right back with you. Okay, I'm gonna get this tack welded so I can get those magnets out of my way. I don't know where my chipping hammer is, but this will have to work right now. So I'm going to finish welding that and I'll be right back with you. Well, everybody, I'm back. I actually quit last night. It was getting kind of late, and I found out when I got this on that the pin that goes through these holes was bigger than the holes in there, so I had to drill them out a little bit. I did that just a little bit ago. They were only it was about a 1/16 bigger, but I had to find a bit. I only had one drill bit that size, luckily, and I had to be careful I didn't break it. And I said I'd show you my chicken scratch welding. Actually turned out pretty good. Don't look that good in the picture, but once you get some paint on there, it's going to look just about the same as it did when it came from the factory. I went there. I'm going to take the chisels on the plow, and I'm going to flip them over the reversible they wear, and I'll show you that after I get this tongue back on the plow. But anyways, I'm still working on it. This is the next day, but it's coming along good. So anyways, when I get them, a couple of them off, I'll show you how much they wear. So I'll be back with you in just a little bit after I get this tongue on and I get a couple of those chisel plows off. I put the foot of the jack in the press. I was going to just cut it off and put a new one on the end, but I pressed it and it came out pretty flat, so I think I'm just going to weld. There's a little crack right here, and I ground it off. I'm going to just weld that, and after I weld it, I'll grind it off a little bit smooth, and I might heat up on these little corners right here and hit that with a hammer and get them little dimples out of there where it kind of bent. But I think it'll be okay. I'll use that part on something else some other day. So press is working and saving me some money here, or saving me some parts. Use them on another day. So I'll see if I can weld it. I'm going to weld on both sides, but do this side first. Not too bad for a young whippersnapper. It'll look better once I get her ground off. Just did a little bit on the top here, just a little slight crack there. And then the bottom I got all ground off. No one will ever know. I'll heat them little edges up and bend them with a hammer, get them little dimples out of there. No one will ever know on the bottom except for my little peeps on YouTube. So that's cool. Won't have to use that new part. I got 2 of these chisels off the chisel plow. I was going to flip them all around, and they're not really as worn as bad as I thought they were. I mean, they're wore. They're about an inch off of them, a little over an inch, 1.1/8, 1.25 inches. But I'm going to put them back on and wait till next year. I'm going to get another year out of them. I like to extend them out as long as I can, maybe even 2 more years. I usually like to go until they're about 2 inches shorter. So I don't want to be changing them when they don't need to be changed. So I'm just going to put these 2 back on the way they were, and next year or the year after I'll flip them over. I'll take you over here and show you the jack that's all finished, and then I'm going to be ending this video. It's long enough. It's going to be long enough already, I'm sure. It's getting dark out here already. It's going to be a little bit harder to see, but as you can see, the jack is on there, and other temporary jacks that I was using are gone. The jack stands are gone, so it's holding itself up. It hasn't broke off yet. The base turned out pretty good. I heated it up where those little kinks were, and I bent them, and they turned out pretty good. Needs to be a little touch-up paint on here to be painted, but I'm not going to worry about that right now with this virus stuff going on until the world gets back to normal. So anyways, I'm going to end this video. Hope you enjoyed watching, and I'm going to get out here. The only thing I got to do is finish greasing it, and it's ready to plow. So we'll catch you on the next Wisconsin Greg show, and thanks for watching, everyone. Bye now.